Hello everybody and welcome to episode 9 of the adventures of Tiny the Golem Necromancer. I'm Icon and we're going to raid and ransack this capital. Just like I have promised you guys the last time, I have finished a big portion of the capital map here. Basically, I cleared out all the easy areas and I'm now surrounded by a nice and dandy army of monsters. So we got a pretty nice army here. Beyond that, there was really not that much happening. I kept killing these poor souls, and there hasn't been a real resistance against Tiny or his army. I mean, I know that right now also I am in the easier parts of the capital, so it does grow a lot harder the deeper you go in there. But to begin with, I'm quite okay with the situation as it is right now. I have started to raise a lot of zombies as well, because I'm running around with a big amount of bones, so I really don't need to stockpile troops that hard. I felt like it's a lot easier to just raise the remaining people in the city as my zombie minions, because, you know, zombies ain't bad at all. They are a really good source of explosives after all. Now, we're going to go through the capital today, and of course I'm not going to be able to finish the capital by all means. We're merely starting out today. But it's going to be a jolly round, and I'm really happy that you guys are following me one more time. So the real cool stuff here is we can explore these buildings just by running into them and creating windows to look through, you know. But all in all, this area of the city is quite uninteresting. Most of the households don't have any items that you could plunder, and while you can explore, of course, all these rooms and buildings, most of them don't include anything of interest. I could acid spit the entire furniture down here to gain more wood for consumption, but seriously, salvaging enemy gear is a lot easier and a lot faster at achieving the same, so there were no particular challenges on the way here, so I went back recording when I knew that we either go now into the inner city or finish the outer rings of the city where stuff is growing more dangerous. I personally feel like the capital could include a little bit more threat for my taste, because I personally found it very, very easy to go through here. But like I mentioned in another episode, this is also something that's meant to lull you into a wrong sense of safety, because at the end of the day, all of a sudden you are surrounded by much more dangerous enemies. As you see here, this humble servant here is kicking my butt, because all of a sudden the servant has 225 HP and a decent acid resistance, and you didn't know why in the first place. Meanwhile, my minions are really kicking down those guys quite decently. Alrighty. More zombies incoming. And we've raided the Bard's Guild the other day. And what do we have here? A human priest. A priest is exactly something worthy to be taken down by our army, and most importantly, worth it to be transformed into a part of my army. Now, halt. Who goes there? Well, very important that we gun down the merchant first. No, it's not, but I like to think of it as important. And let's raise them as zombies. Like I mentioned, I got really more than enough skeletons right now at my disposal. I'm being robbed! Yeah, I'm taking your body. Okay, what do we have here? guard. Okay. So yeah, we're just warming up here, you know. Getting fired up. So here you have the army. That's been also the reason why I stopped raising that many skeletons there. Okay. I'll just let my minions finish that. I hope at least. Oh, that's an acrobat. I thought it was just a harlequin and these are rather weak. Here we go. So that acrobat was worth 80 HP. Jester hat. No thanks. Although I'm a little bit intrigued, not gonna lie. But let's get ourselves some bones, and there we go. Oh, my minions took down another acrobat. Oh, hi there. There's a lion. Wild animals tend to run around here too. 55 XP. So I have the slight feeling as if I would be well served at the arena. But let's see. Yay, there's coal lying around. Some healthy food for my friend Tiny. And there's boards. Well, do I have enough carrying capacity? Well, wood is a pretty crappy food source. Coal, as a matter of fact, as well, but it is actually quite nutritious. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of damage on that halberd. It's a little bit sad that I can't really equip it. Simply because, you know, it's a two-handed weapon. And under no circumstances do I want to give up on my block. You know, block is such a massive bonus and makes ranged attackers so much less of a threat. Of course, it doesn't really help against magic, but at the same time, I feel like it is a real big benefit for all those situations where people are lobbing weapons on you. Here, this acrobat, for example. Oh, come on, dude. Don't get into my way. Okay. So looks like we've found a circus here. If you ask me, that's going to be a circus. Judging by all those acrobats coming towards me, I think we just found the circus. There we go. And here we have my army in action. So I really wish that I'd be able to speed things like these up a bit. Oh, look at that. Probably the lion didn't come from the arena. Probably he's part of the circus. That would make perfect sense too. But with these enemies at my disposal, there's another cool thing. I'm gonna level up soon. So here we go. My dude's already been almost dead. How so? Just arrived. Okay. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. Oh, look, we have this bug again. Or do I? No, I don't. Ah, going into the options kicked me out of the loop again. That's great. An elephant. Wow. So, there's a literal elephant in the room. Okay. I'll step back and do a little bit of a corpse explosion here. And I gotta be really, really careful here for a moment, because this is one of those typical situations that look extremely easy and comfy, but I got the slight feeling as if this could spiral out of control quite quickly if I don't pay attention. Maybe not, though, because the shield I'm wearing is blocking out a lot of the damage. Here we go. I sadly wasn't able to see how much XP the elephant yielded to me. Kinda sad. But ain't that important either. Okay. Looks like we got this. Oh, taking down braziers yields ingots. I had no clue, honestly. Oh, there's a tiger next to me. Go. 68 XP. Alright, I think we're going to get Tiny on level 10 tonight. That's a good thing. There's only a couple of hundred XP left, so... Okay. Love it. Yeah, there's the wild animals. $55 XP for that. Oh, first poor citizen. We're getting closer to the slums. This is where the game gets a lot harder. Poor citizen, 310 HP. So, let's see how much XP. 100. They aren't exactly super strong. They don't have powerful weapons. Most of the threat of these slums people comes from their extremely high HP and the fact that they're just freaking many. But really, I need to take them very, very seriously, because I can't easily get killed there. Because the poor people are only one part of the threat in there. There's also mutants in there. Alright, there's another servant. I live to serve. I gotta make a minion out of that dude. He's literally asking for it. Alright. So, what's that? Monk. 2 of them. Okay. They're dealing a really high amount of AoE damage with their skills, and therefore I'll explode them as quick as I can. All these enemies that have such AoE attacks are extremely dangerous, and since my poison spit only does such a low amount of damage to them, well, he's surrounded by skellies. I honestly don't want to blow up any of these unless I have to. There we go. Acid Blade. Weapons that you hold are enchanted with acid power, increasing damage by 7. Now, okay, I don't know if that's really a good thing, though. Cyclone. Honestly, I'll rather take the Cyclone at this point. The simple reason for that, this skill, probably it'll upgrade my acid spit, but it's still acidic damage. The Cyclone, though, is a source of electricity damage, and this is quite valuable. Although it is a pretty crappy thing because it deals damage to the target and everyone adjacent to the target, which means it has limited use for my minions, but honestly, one magical attack which is not acid damage is really, really important for me, because more often than not, I keep now running into enemies that are quite resilient against my type of damage, and that turns into a really big problem in the over the time, you know? So let's try that out. Yeah. But I can't place it in a way that it doesn't necessarily kill my dudes. I can't even place it down like that, so it only touches, yeah, the target in question. Wonderful, actually, really wonderful. Cool. And as cool as I thought Acid Blade might be, I don't see Tiny as a real melee person, you know, and therefore we will remain vigilant, Devourer. Okay, dude. Do you mind some break and entry? Okay, there's another bard in my face. I gotta be careful with these dudes. They are, as a matter of fact, quite dangerous. Alright. And also, the cyclone gave me access to a real AoE spell, which I can target better. So, I don't want my minions to die to that stupid tiger unnecessarily. My minions, sadly, are a little bit of a disappointment at this point. They don't pack up much power, and at the same time they cost me a lot of attention and time, but somehow I still like them, you know? Okay, let's rest up a bit. I'm very, very wounded. So, it's working best if you're just hiding in a corner. Although it still takes a lot of time. That's one thing that bothers me about playing a Necromancer. You create so freaking much lag to yourself. Quite bothersome, honestly. I am lag incarnate, basically. And can't nobody tell me that it's my computer not stomaching it? It's merely just a lot of moving tiles at once, I guess. Okay. I love that cyclone. It's not gonna be the best spell to go for in general, but I think it's gonna help me a lot in the near future. Might as well help me with this, with some nasty bosses like this Pharaoh in the desert, for example. Oh, I think I'm facing my first knight. Knights are freaking dangerous. They are among the most heavily armored enemies that you can encounter in the capital. But they also yield a nice amount of loot. Oh, look at that. Nature resistance isn't that high on them. Perfect. Yeah, so I can't just keep spamming Poison Spit or Acid Spit. No, I can't. Dang. You see, the Cyclone does more damage here. Oh, it's been just a mercenary. Ah, not knight. I was already wondering that this is a little bit easy for a knight, but of course it's easy if it ain't a knight. Okay. Are ye the one who caused all that ruckus? Yes, I am. Nice to meet you. There we go. I also kill everybody because, you know, there's there's an internal metric for the amount of souls you have gained. And at the end of the game, there is also a count of how many souls you've taken. And therefore, I'm interested in doing a nice and high number. Okay, there we go. I'm so happy about my shield, because ranged attackers are usually so much more dangerous. 55 XP. And let's turn that into a skelly. Just occasionally patching up a new skeleton or two. So I don't have to do this all the time. One thing I'd really appreciate for Necromancer gameplay would also be a real number on your minions, because I always only can guess how many minions I actually got right now. It'd be really cool if you'd had some kind of a ledger for minions or so. Oh my god, why is everything so laggy? The deeper I go into buildings, sometimes the game grows more and more laggy. It's really, really annoying, gotta say. Probably one of the most annoying parts about this game, that it's so poorly optimized for the character class I'm playing, which somehow feels bad. Because, you know, the game offers me to be an evil necromancer, so it feels bad that so many things are so poorly optimized, and, you know, I'm not even trying hard here. You get my idea. I could do so much more minion fodder there. I merely stopped with it because I noticed that it just clogs up my game too hard. There we go. Just needed some grub, so I just soaked some here. Okay, now let's get back to this part. I don't dare to go deeper into the circus area there, because like I mentioned, there's the slums next door, and I don't feel ready for the slums yet. Maybe in a level or so, but as of yet, I'm going to head towards the Mages Guild and the Colosseum. I think that's where we're supposed to be. The mages will be pretty nasty. My god, game? Low? I wonder if the game just broke down. Yep. Looks pretty frozen solid to me. Or, no, actually I can. This is quite bothersome because I feel like I can't control my character anymore. Okay. That's bad. So I somehow managed to produce so much lag that I can't even move anymore. Clicking the buttons doesn't do anything, obviously. Okay. I don't know how that came now together, but something about this spot was absolutely destroying my performance. Oh, good. I really hope that this will see a fix in the near future, because I have that slight feeling that this actually has to be some sort of a memory leak problem or pathing problem. I don't know. This looks, though, like something that should not happen, if you get my idea. But what do I actually know about coding? Not much, I can tell you. But enough to know that the fact that it sometimes works out decently and sometimes it gets frozen and stuck says a lot about the conflicts that seem to occur. Although I also know enough about coding that it can be sometimes a real pain in the rear to find out what exactly is the issue, but luckily that's not my job. I'm just here to understand how to play that stuff. Okay, now let's free those poor suckers. Maybe it's also these guys producing all the lag. Would actually make sense, because they try to move somewhere and they can't. And the closer I got to this place, the worse the situation became. Who knows? Certainly not me. Okay, I gained a couple of steel ingots. I don't like steel ingots too much because they have a nutritional value of 90, and almost never am I willing to wait until I am down like that. So, damage is 9 to 12. I wanted to try this axe out because somebody told me that the damage is 31 to 40. 35 to 41, yeah. So, thanks for the comment that somebody dropped there. If you're looking for weapons for your spells, always check out just the numbers. It doesn't matter if it's physical or elemental damage on the weapons. The power up on your spells is always depending on the base damage of the weapon, not the amplifications there. So that means even a physical weapon is often a good choice for a spellcaster, as long as the base damage is higher. I just had a very hard time finding something that had a higher base damage than the saber that I found. With 5 to 11, it was among the best one-handed weapons that I came across, and I've been desperately looking for something like this axe to try out this the validity of this comment. But thanks, guys. You are so helping in. You are so much helping me out in finding out things that I didn't know yet. I really appreciate all those little helpful comments there. So keep them coming. I'll keep spreading the good news as well. So, is there somebody behind the wall? I love it with a golem that you can just smash your face through walls and walk there. This is one of my favorite parts about this species, that can do such shenanigans. Okay. So, the capital will accompany us a couple of episodes longer. That's one thing I can promise to you. But that's not a bad thing. I gotta admit, personally, the capital is also one of my favorite areas in the game, honestly. Because I really love the diversity on this area. You know, there's so many different things. I love it. So many different areas, you know. There's the arena, and there's the Mage's Guild, the slums, and I haven't even cleared out the capital fully once, so I still kind of like have to guess what's in store for us beyond all that. My good friend Grug, the Orcish knight I'm playing on another save file, is scouting ahead for Tiny and checking out what kind of extremely dangerous things are ahead of him. Ooh, goblins. But all in all, we're just gonna carve through the entire capital. The only thing I'm not sure about yet is whether or not, or when I'll go for the desert again, because there's still some unchecked things there. You know, we still have to get through a couple of baddies there. So there's bandits. It's an entire theme park of enemies here. Theme park, sorry. Sometimes my Germanness gets the best of me. Okay, but the enemies inside here are hardly worth mentioning. But one thing I really love about this game is the fact that no matter how harmless or unimportant the enemies are, I somehow keep enjoying myself slaughtering these. I don't know how the game exactly does that, but it surely does. And even the most trivial fights somehow feel like something I enjoy doing. I really like this about Soulash. Not many games have managed to get this done for me. Okay, I am also realizing that we're really well off at this point doing AoE. I got now several spells I can use for AoE purposes. Got the Death Breath attack. I got that Whirlwind. And I got the Corpse Explosion. So we really start to rack up more and more options, and I like that. Did I just weaken myself there? Dang. I hate it when that happens. Alrighty, so what do we have here? A Gilded Dagger of the Star. So here's one thing that I wanted to try out as well. Ah, my strength is too low. Lol. So this is even better than that, because it has a combined damage. Yeah, so just add these numbers together, and the higher they are, the more damage you will do with your spells as well. I point that out because I find it so anti-intuitive, and I'm very, very happy you guys shared that knowledge with me. Now, sadly, it is about time to say goodbye for today. We're just going to clear out the rest of this arena here, and then it's going to be goodbye for today. I really, really love this series, and I am appreciating your attention for it as well a lot. So I hope you're going to accompany Tiny on his adventures also in the next episode, and drop your comments down below. Feel free to leave me your thoughts, your ideas, your helpful comments, and whatever's on your mind. And leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and of course, consider subscribing. See you guys next time, and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.